It's opening day in baseball, and the Diamondbacks kick off their season at Chase Field as they host the Cubs tonight. Let's head right out to the ballpark where Ben Paris is standing for Game 1 of 162. Ben, the D-backs are looking for a comeback this year.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Ryan. And the Diamondbacks, who missed out on the postseason by just one game to end last season, well, you can bet that their manager, Torey Lovullo, has one goal in mind, and that's to play in the postseason in 2025. And the Diamondbacks believe that they have the pitching staff to get them there this year after signing Corbin Burnes to a $210 million contract during the offseason. And opening day is, of course, a very special day for baseball fans who are full of optimism and get excited for what's to come in the season to come. We talked to some Diamondbacks fans earlier today who are excited for this season and expect a postseason run.
You never know what's going to happen. Once you get into the playoffs, anything could happen once you make the playoffs. It's a whole new season, and it's a new brand of baseball, and you know, everybody's, you know, revved up a little bit more than the regular season, and you just don't know what's going to happen.
For fans who want to make their way down to the ballpark and snag a last-minute ticket for opening day, the cheapest tickets right now are right about $81 according to TickPick. We're going to have much more on opening day coming up in sports. And for now, at Chase Field, I'm Ben Paris, Cronkite News. Happy opening day and welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ben Paris from Chase Field, where the Arizona Diamondbacks are getting ready to open their 2025 campaign against the Chicago Cubs. The Diamondbacks had a great spring training offensively and saw NL Rookie of the Year Corbin Carroll bat 400. So they're hoping to bring those hot bats into the regular season to begin 2025. Meanwhile, on the mound, the opening day starter, Zach Gallen, had a great run in Cactus League play as well and earned the opening day start for a third season in a row. Meanwhile, for the Cubs, it's the lefty Justin Steele getting the opening day start, while Gallen will try to improve on these 2024 numbers where he battled injury. Now on to some major basketball news. As the best high school basketball player in the state, Koa Pete announced where he'll play his college ball. The Perry High School forward and McDonald's All-American made the announcement on the Pat McAfee Show.
That being said, I'll be going to the University of Arizona.
Okay!
And you just know that Arizona Wildcat fans are loving that announcement, but it was a special moment for Pete's high school coach as well, Sam Dwayne, who gave props to his player. Now, Dwayne is a high school coaching legend in the state of Arizona, and as Brady Poplar reports, he had an announcement of his own this week.
After winning his fourth straight state championship, Perry High School boys basketball head coach Sam Dwayne announced he has stepped down, bringing an end to an amazing 26 seasons overall as a head coach.
When you know, and I think this is time and this is right and it feels right in my heart.
Dwayne is one of the most decorated coaches in Arizona history, winning 8 state titles in the highest classification, which is tied for the most at the highest level. Senior Perry guard Nono Brown reflects on his head coach.
He's the hardest working guy in the locker room, so that's what he so much energy, so much passion. He loves the game. He loves the game of basketball more than anybody I know. So it's so easy to play for someone like that. It's like having a teacher that loves teaching. So it's easy to play for that.
Dwayne has been a role model for his players, and for Dwayne, he didn't have to look far to find his greatest role model, his father, Sam Sr., whom he played for and coached with.
Playing for him really allowed me to understand the game. I was never even close to where he's at as a coach. He's been my greatest mentor.
A bittersweet day for Dwayne, who's moving on to another opportunity. Next up for Dwayne, he said he'll be taking a job at Mesa Public Schools at the district level, where he'll be a compliance and a character coach. In Gilbert, Brady Poplar, Cronkite News.
Now, speaking of the Wildcats, Arizona is continuing their March Madness run as the Sweet 16 games begin tonight. And for Arizona, well, they've run into a familiar matchup and will have a rematch against Duke, a team that many are saying is still the tournament favorite. And Duke, well, meanwhile, is running into a familiar foe in Arizona's Caleb Love. Love, who's a former Tar Heel, has been on Duke's radar for quite some time and will play against them tonight for the 10th time in his career. Love has tallied up numbers in his career against Duke, averaging 15.9 points per game, 4.2 assists per game, and 3.3 rebounds a game, all while shooting 37.6% from the field. Love has plenty of minutes against Duke and is treating this one just like any other game.
We've been so locked in, since we got here, since we found out, we got to play Duke, and, we're not shying away from anything, and we're not running away from the fact that, this is another game, and, this is a game that we have to, win.
In ASU news now, the school finally announced and officially announced Molly Miller as the school's new women's basketball coach in a press conference yesterday at Papago Golf Club. Less than a week after Miller led GCU to their first ever appearance in program history to the NCAA tournament, she enthusiastically announced her vision for the ASU program, which hasn't made the tournament since 2019 under Charlie Turner Thorne. Well, CTT was actually in attendance in support of Miller and wants to make the ASU basketball program something the community can be proud of once again.
And your first year.
Let's go! That's my, let's go! Like, you're gonna be my people. I can't wait to ingrain myself in the student body and have you all come see a fun brand of basketball, but something you're gonna be really, really proud of to represent Arizona State.
Back to baseball now, where the Arizona Diamondbacks will kick off their season against the Chicago Cubs. And for Cubs infielder Gage Workman, it's going to be a special night for the Chandler-born player who, as Max Zepeda tells us, will be taking his very first steps on the field as a professional player tonight.
After more than years in professional baseball, Chicago Cubs infielder Gage Workman has completed something he never thought he would achieve, participating in spring training just miles from his home.
It's literally the closest spring training site to my house, so I get to stay at home in spring. All my family still lives here, so I got people at every single game supporting me. Couldn't work out any better for me.
But Workman's journey to the big leagues began at a much younger age. Growing up in Chandler, he was surrounded by baseball his whole life, particularly on the shoulders of his father, Whit Workman, who played just 4 years before the Los Angeles Dodgers released him in 1999, ending his short-lived career.
I was definitely in the category, I hope my son would play baseball. We started playing catch when he was in diapers, probably, like really, really young age.
But Gage's true baseball skills began to shine not far down the road at Basha High School, where under the leadership of those like assistant coach Kirk Popkins, who remains on Basha's staff to this day, he instantly recognized how special Gage truly was.
He worked his butt off. I mean, he used to hit like 4 times a day some days. He'd hit in the morning with his dad, and then he'd come hit at lunchtime, and sometimes be late for class getting back. And you knew what his goals were, and you knew he had the talent to get there.
I just had good coaches like Pop at Basha who were always available at the field to work with me, and then my dad and mom always around to get me places.
Now the baseball gods are looking down with glee on Workman as he expects to make his major league debut in the place he grew up attending games, and even more importantly, achieve something that his father, who inspired him to play the game, never got the chance to do.
I don't know if it'll be excitement or nerves or whatever it may be. I think it'll just kind of happen how it happens that day. But, I mean, I couldn't have drawn it up any better.
For any ball player, the dream of reaching the major leagues is one that is just as hard to describe as is to physically obtain. But Workman will now get his chance in the city where it all began. In Mesa, Max Zepeda, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Max, and I'm sure Workman will have plenty of friends and family watching the game tonight as he makes his Major League debut. And the Diamondbacks, well, they have pulled out all of the stops for opening day. Plenty of festivities. The first 20,000 fans into the stadium tonight will get rally towels. They'll have a flyover from Luke Air Force Base. Arizona State football coach Kenny Dillingham is set to throw out the first pitch, and fans will love that the roof will be open at Chase Field for opening day tonight. It's going to be an exciting time as we get baseball season underway. That's going to do it for the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ben Paris signing off from Chase Field.